What up YouTube, J-Dub here, and welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you joining me. So here's what's going on. So I have my Dodge Dart, and if you watched my last video on how to do the LED installation on the standard halogen bulb setup, that's what we just got done doing. And then we got my boy Ryan's 2014 Dodge Dart GT. He has the technology package which came with HID headlights from the factory. Now, from what we understand, the HID projector housings are set up a little bit differently to make the best possible beam, and there is like a literal war going on the Dart forums and other forums, like LED versus HID. I don't really mean to solve that here today. This video is specifically to show the average Joe who's not trying to convert or anything else, but to literally show you how to change out an HID bulb on the factory housing to a new bulb. Because from what we have researched, the standard HID bulb has a shelf life of about 5 years, and they start to lose their effectiveness.
So I don't know if that 5-year thing is true or not, but I can tell you that, and I just bought this car, the bulbs that are in it suck. First time I've ever had HIDs. Well, they're terrible.
We'll show them before and after here.
Right, so I'm hoping that that is true. So these bulbs are just kind of degrading. You can see, we already did the one side, but you can kind of see, I don't know if you can tell or not, but the filament or the gas chamber, whatever it is in there, it's discolored and it looks kind of funky. So I'm hoping that these bulbs really are just old and they're starting to go.
Yeah. All right, so the driver's side is a brand new bulb. The passenger side is the old bulb. And as you can see, I don't know how well it's going to come across camera, but it is definitely much brighter on the driver's side than the passenger side. And it also has a much whiter color, whereas the passenger side is definitely yellowing. And Ryan's already put fog lights in the already put H11 LEDs in the fog lights to kind of get you a better fog light. But this is, like I said, just going to show you guys how to change out the bulb. It's not much different than a regular headlight, but
there was no information.
No information. So here we go. All right, guys. So literally, these are the bulbs that Ryan got. These are just upgraded bulbs. Here's the old one. Like I said, it's definitely, you could tell like the inside of it's just wearing down a bit, whereas the new one is much more clear. Yes. But these are factory replacements. The big thing to remember about these is you do not want to touch the bulb with your hands. The oils and stuff apparently messes up just everything. So like
also, I feel like this is stupid to say, but I saw so many reviews on Amazon stating this, so I want to reiterate. These do not fit in the factory halogen headlights. You cannot put these in place of a halogen bulb. These are for the factory HIDs.
Right, exactly. The size of these, if I believe, are
D3S.
D3S 6000K. Okay, so yeah, let's get to it.
Thankfully, the installation's exactly the same. You take your door off. You got
you see in there? Take the door off.
You got your dust cap right there. And exactly like the other headlights, crank that counterclockwise, pop her off.
Comes right off.
Now here's where the difference is. If you can see it, there's the factory bulb. You can't really see it, but this has a plug on the bottom of the bulb. There's no clips or anything. The plug just pulls off. So see if I can get to it. And remember which orientation it's in. There we go. And then same thing, twist counterclockwise. And the old bulb comes out. Now these lights were only on for like a minute and a half, and I can already tell you the bulb is very hot, so be careful. So there's the difference in the plug. And then when it's in there, the orientation is going to be like this. And then here, hold this.
Yeah.
And then the plug in there is an L shape. So you want the L going off towards the driver's side. That's how that was in there from the factory. So let me see if I can show you the connector real quick. All right, there's the plug. You can kind of see right there that wire comes off. Like I said, it's kind of an L shape, and the factory orientation was that L shape goes towards the driver's side. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the new bulb in here. And now from here on, it's basically like changing the other headlights. It's just you plug it back in, turn it clockwise to lock it in, plug the wire in, and we're done. That one.
All right, guys. So not so much the HID bulbs, which is hilarious because they're probably the ones that need them the most. But my LEDs actually came with these clean gloves that handle the bulbs, you know, because you're not supposed to touch them. Whereas with these, it's important. Make sure you're holding with a paper towel or something. You just don't want your... All right, guys, so it didn't come with the HIDs, but it did come with my new LED bulbs. These little gloves. You're not supposed to touch the HID bulb housing at all, because if you get oils on there,
it'll burn the light out.
It'll burn the light out.
If you touch it, little rubbing alcohol, clean it off real good, you'll be all right. But yeah, if you don't have gloves, just, you know, paper towel.
Paper towel or something.
Just don't touch it. And when you pull the factory ones out, if they were running the way that mine were, they will burn you.
Yeah.
These burn at like 500 and something degrees.
These get very, very hot. All right, Ryan's.
Like I said, this part is identical to his car, where you just put it back in, twist it. We just thankfully don't have to worry about that wiring harness. This might seem a little silly, but I couldn't find anything online about how to change these bulbs, because everything I found was, oh, I have halogen bulbs and I'm converting to HIDs. I'm putting a full conversion kit in, or I'm pulling HIDs I put in out and putting LEDs in, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I just couldn't find anything on how to change these, so this was kind of trial and error. I found some videos on how you change them in like Dodge Chargers and Dodge Challengers and stuff, but nothing for the Dart. If I can get this in here.
Another one of those things, guys. You got to kind of do this blind, so you might have to fidget with it a little bit.
Worked really, really well, and it was worth it.
Oh, they're bright. Okay, guys. So basically, you got to play with that a little bit. It's just, it starts off to the
counterclockwise a little bit, angled off to the right a little bit, like say 4:35 o'clock, and when you get it in, you snap it down to 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Got it. All right, but they're working. Oh, they are much brighter.
Those look so good.
Yeah, much nicer than what was in there already.
Factory halogen replacements. There you go.
Yeah. Like I said, man.
All right, let me put that together. Start both cars, and we'll just compare.
Yeah, okay.
See what the LEDs versus the halogens look like.
All right. And basically, guys, you're just doing the reverse. You're putting the dust cap back in, which is pretty simple.
Same thing as the light bulb. 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, whatever. I'm moving 6 to midnight. Then put the door back on. And if you can't figure out how this goes, then, you know, take your car to the shop. Take your car to the shop.
All right, guys. So let's take a look-see here. All right, guys. So there's the LEDs. As you can see, a much added improvement over the stock ones. And here are the HIDs. Hard to say which one's going to be brighter. I mean, but they both look really good. I'm not really one to weigh in on the HID versus LED war, because I think everybody can agree that they're both better than standard halogen.
First time I've ever had any interaction with HIDs at all.
Right.
I was incredibly disappointed when I got the car, but I think it's just because these bulbs are old.
Yeah, I think the bulbs are just old and tired. All right, y'all. So I want to go on record and say that this is probably not a great definitive test. And I'm going to tell you right now, judging from what I'm seeing on camera, it's not really coming across great. But I think the LEDs might be a hair brighter. But I think that the HIDs have a better scatter beam. So I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference on the road driving. I think you're going to be able to see a lot regardless. But this is the low beam. here's the high beam. So there's the high beams for the LED, and there's the high beam for the HID. Now, once again, these are just replacement HIDs. Different HID kits might be different. Same thing with LEDs. This is from Exito. There's a chance that a different brand would merit different exhausts, but I'm just going to go on record and say that I think this looks good regardless of which ones you choose. What do you think, dude?
I like it, yeah. I can already tell these replacement bulbs are a lot brighter than the stock ones were, but again, I think it's just because the stock ones were old.
Yeah, I mean, irregardless, better lighting than stock halogen for sure. And I'm pretty happy. And like I said, no error messages whatsoever on my end. Like I said, in regards to that getting hot, that heatsink getting hot, I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I don't think it ever got hot enough to where we got to worry about it being a problem. But yeah, go ahead and open up the door here. Yeah, see, Ryan's already done the license plate light. I have not. It's ugly. But unfortunately, I don't want to do the, I'm nervous because I don't want to do the, I don't want to get the engine or the air light. So we'll see.
It doesn't bother me. It goes
what
away.
happens. That's a cool shot there with the racetrack lights lit up. There's the front of it, guys. That does look pretty cool together.
Both look good.
Yeah. Pretty good. Alright guys, so basically that's installing new HID bulbs into the stock Chrysler HID housing. Pretty simple. If you've ever changed a standard light bulb, pretty sure you can handle that. Like I said, that's basically, we just wanted to make sure we did a video on it because they nobody's done one, so I did. If you have any questions, once again, please leave a comment down and below. I try to get to everybody, back to everybody in the comments. I appreciate it. I do read as many of them as I can. Like I said, hit that, smash that subscribe button if you can. I appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. Hit the like button, share the video with everybody. And until next video,